Yo, what is good, Jets Nation? Welcome back to Jets Media. This is Richie, and I am back home from the West Coast, and I'm finally excited to give you guys some Jets content. I'm sorry I've been slacking. I usually make a video after every single training camp, and it was really hard for me to do that when I was over in Los Angeles on vacation with my friends. I did make a couple videos talking about the Jets green and white scrimmage and all that stuff, but in this video, I want to go over everything that I really missed out on the past couple of days, give you guys my training camp notes, some guys that are playing well, some guys that aren't playing well, talk about Zach Wilson, talk about Denzel Mims. One Jets Drive came out with a great episode, so I can briefly touch up about that as well. So before I hop into the video, I just want to mention, if you guys are new to Jets Media, please do not forget to smash that subscribe button. And if you want to check me out over on Instagram and Twitter, that is at NYJets_media. And if you enjoy the video, please do not forget to thumbs it up. With that being said, let's jump right into the video. So it feels good to be back home in my studio so I can finally talk about this New York Jets. It was really hard to figure out what was going on with the Jets, especially with the time difference. As we know, on the Pacific time, it's 3 hours earlier. But I was getting up early and I was staying in tune with what was going on with the New York Jets. So let's first talk about Zach Wilson, because Zach Wilson, as we know, has been having a very up and down training camp, struggling as of late, to be honest, according to all the people that have been to training camp. As you guys know, I went to only 2 Jets training camp, the first one on Saturday, which was like 2 weeks ago at this point, and then Monday. So I went to the first 2 public practices, and those 2 days, Zach Wilson looked very good. And it feels like ever since I've not been there, Zach Wilson has been struggling, and he's been battling adversity. He's been throwing interceptions and all that stuff. So I really want to talk about that before we really get into anything else about Zach Wilson. He talked to the media today, and Zach Wilson said, and this really stood out to me the most about his struggles and what he's trying to do in practice. He said that in practice, he's trying to make throws where he can really decipher of, okay, this is something I can get away with or not. He's using practice as a place where you can go and see where you can go. Because again, guys, he's a rookie, as we all know. This is his first year in the NFL. He's trying to get accustomed to the speed. He's trying to understand what he can get away with, what he can't get away with. He's going to test double coverages. It's practice. He said, in game situations, I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing right now because I'm trying to test out the waters. What can I do when I roll out to the right? Can I try to fit this in this window? Can I get away with it? And he's realizing that, okay, maybe I cannot do this in the NFL. He goes back into tape. He realizes he's learning from his mistakes. You want your young quarterback to make all the mistakes in training camp so he can learn off of it. We cannot expect Zach Wilson to go into training camp and be absolutely lights out every single day. I remember when I went to training camp and I was blown away by him because he played so well. I mentioned in that video how great he looked and I was so impressed, but I also mentioned he's not going to be doing this every practice. He's going to have some bumps in the road. That's just a natural part of life, and it's a natural part of being a quarterback in the NFL in particular, being a rookie. So Zach Wilson having his ups and downs, it's nothing that I did not expect. Obviously, the media is going to have a lot of things to say about it. All over the place, the NFL media is going to talk about how Zach Wilson's doing this and that because they're seeing all the Jets beat reporters saying he's struggling and all these stats and stuff. But guys, don't read too much into it. Wait until we get to see Zach Wilson in preseason against the Giants, and then the next 2 preseason games, and obviously where it matters the most, the regular season. I'm not too concerned about his struggles. I like that he's trying stuff out in training camp where he can, okay, who do I have the best chemistry with? What plays do I feel comfortable with? He's in the defensive backs locker room or the defensive coaches. He's talking to them, understanding what he should do, help out. He's trying to understand the defense so he can learn better about NFL schemes that he's going up against. He's also showing up at 6 a.m., leaving at 9 p.m. There's a lot of good things coming out of Zach Wilson, and I just don't want Jets fans to get really worried that he's struggling because, to be honest, it's something that I did not it's not like I didn't expect this. It's natural for a rookie quarterback to have his ups and downs. He's going to have a game practice where he blows it away. Fans in attendance are going to walk away like, wow, that guy looks good. And there's going to be the opposite, like the green and white scrimmage where he absolutely struggles. The pressure's in his face. He can't find anybody to throw to, and he's throwing interceptions and testing into double coverage. It's just that natural when it comes to rookie quarterback. Is it a little concerning? No, not to me. It could be to other people, but I really have confidence in this coaching staff and Zach Wilson's mental ability to learn from his mistakes. And guys, another thing before I move on from Zach Wilson, this season is going to be this way. There's going to be games where Zach Wilson really struggles. There's going to be games where Zach Wilson looks very good. It's the natural part of being a quarterback in the NFL. It's very unrealistic to go into the season expecting Zach Wilson to thrive every single game. He's going to make mistakes. Hopefully he can learn from it. That's what we can expect from a rookie quarterback. We want him to make a mistake, and when he looks back on it and he does not do it again. That's what we want to see from Zach Wilson. So let's move on to another player I want to talk about. which is Elijah Moore. Elijah Moore has been the talk of training camp for the entire training camp. And actually, A.J. Brown, his best friend from Ole Miss, who is a Tennessee Titan, as we know, he keeps thriving about him. He said that he's going to bet at all his paycheck money that Elijah Moore is winning Offensive Rookie of the Year. Obviously, he is a little biased towards Elijah Moore, but I don't think so. If you listen to A.J. Brown talk about Elijah Moore, he does not say it's his physical abilities that separates him. It's his mental makeup. And how many times in this channel have I said that it's all about the mentality when it comes to football and sports in general and life in general? You can have all the physical talent in the world, but if you don't have that mindset, you're not going to be great. Every single player in the NFL is physically gifted. What separates the great and good and okay ones is the mentality. Do you have that desire to be great? Do you sacrifice everything in your life to make sure you're doing everything in your power to get better each and every day so you can become one of the best at your positions? Elijah Moore has that mindset. That's why I feel like Elijah Moore is destined to be a very good player for the New York Jets. That's why I feel like he's lighting it up in training camp, because his mentality is ahead of people, even some veterans. He looks out there where he doesn't really feel like a rookie. There's a lot of players that are raving about Elijah Moore, and I cannot wait to see what he can do out there. Week 1, week 2, this entire season, Elijah Moore is going to be putting on a show. Now, the next wide receiver I want to talk about is Denzel Mims, because Denzel Mims has been the talk of training camp in the other way. He's been in a negative light because of the media. Everyone's talking about the first team reps, the second team reps, the third team reps. And I told you guys when I went to training camp, do not read too much into who's running with the 1s, 2s, and 3s, because I noticed they're all switching around. It's a rotation. The only 3 guys that are steadily playing with the 1s in the wide receiver position is Jamison Crowder, Keelan Cole, and Corey Davis. Those 3 are the first team wide receivers according to the unofficial depth chart that came out. Elijah Moore is running with the 2s, apparently. Denzel Mims is running with the 2s, apparently. Don't read too much into it. It's all natural, fluid. You see Denzel Mims line up with the 1s. You see Denzel lining up with the 2s. You see Elijah Moore lining up with the 3s. It's natural. It's part of it. Now, Denzel Mims, he's been having up and down practices. Today, actually, he had a very good practice. He had an extended catch. He had another really good catch as well. The beat reporters were impressed to see what Denzel Mims can do. And we actually find out what happened to Denzel Mims in the offseason. In May, he actually had food poisoning and lost a ton of weight. And he showed up to OTAs a little out of sorts. He wasn't there physically. He lost a lot of weight. He needed to get his body back in track. So that definitely did not help Denzel Mims going into training camp, trying to play catch up. His mind and body were not in sync, and now it feels like he's getting there, and hopefully Denzel Mims can continue it. He's going to get a lot of reps in preseason, and I'm really hopeful that Denzel Mims can prove all the critics wrong, because there's some rumors out there that Denzel Mims is going to be a cut candidate or a trade candidate. Are you kidding me? Don't read anything into that, guys. That's not happening. Now, the next player I want to talk about is Brandon Echols, rookie cornerback. Today, he actually thrived. He was all over the place, had a almost pick 6 if it was a real game. He had a pass deflection, another pass deflection. He was all over the place. It's good to see our young cornerbacks making plays, because we know that this cornerback room is so young. We have hope in Bryce Hall to be that number 1 corner. Number 2 corner is up in the air. Is it Bless Austin? Is it Brandon Echols? Is it Pinnock? Is it all these players? And I feel like we're going to get a healthy rotation of guys, and Brandon Echols has been making plays all throughout today's training camp and the training camp in general. So it's good to see Brandon Echols making some plays. Now let's get into the 2 players I want to talk about that was featured on One Jets Drive in their episode last night, which is Carl Lawson and CJ Mosley. First off, Carl Lawson has been the best player at training camp so far, by far. There's no one else out there that's been consistently dominant every single time he steps on the field. Now, is this concerning for Mekhi Becton? Absolutely not. This is a very good opportunity for Mekhi Becton to learn from it. And ironically enough, Mekhi is not going to have to go up against anybody like Carl Lawson throughout the season. Carl Lawson is a very unique style of pass rusher. His body is so different than a stereotypical, prototype edge rusher in the NFL. He's short, he's stocky, he's quick and powerful, and I feel like Mekhi Becton's only going to learn from it. Has Carl Lawson been getting the better of Mekhi all training camp? Absolutely. I'm not saying that, but this is a very good sign, because Carl Lawson is getting to the quarterback, which is Zach Wilson. Zach Wilson is learning how to deal with pressure. This defensive line has been getting the better of this Jets offensive line all training camp. Now, is that a little concerning because we need this O-line to be, very good? Yes, we want this O-line to, gel well. We need Elijah Vera Tucker healthy. I mean, everybody stay healthy and protect the quarterback by any means necessary. But it's a good thing that this Jets O-line is going up against this Jets D-line every practice, because this Jets defensive line is legit. Jalen Franklin Myers is always making plays back there on Zach Wilson. As we know, Carl Lawson, Rankins, everybody is getting to the quarterback very easily. Now, this is a very good sign for the Jets defense, because we know that the defense that Robert Saleh is implementing here is all about putting pressure on the quarterback and that front seven, and that's exactly what's happening. And Carl Lawson, we saw him one Jets drive. He's an absolute animal. His mindset's different. I love everything about him when it comes to his anime love, and he connects that to football. I always love that when people can connect their passion outside of football to football, and that's exactly what Carl Lawson did if you guys watched one Jets drive. And then CJ Mosley. CJ Mosley's been making plays all over the place. He had a near interception today on Zach Wilson in the red zone, and he's somebody that is destined to have a breakout season if he's healthy. I think the only thing that's holding CJ Mosley back is if he's healthy or not. If he's on the field, I'm expecting CJ Mosley to be absolutely dominant and being a top 5, top 10 linebacker in the NFL. I really am believing that, because the only time we saw CJ Mosley on the field for the New York Jets, it was the craziest moment of all Jets fans. We saw somebody single-handedly take over the game defensively by getting a pick six, a pass deflection, a fumble recovery, everything he did. And if you guys watch one Jets drive, CJ Mosley was a feature in it. You have to speak to his dad, and he lost a lot of weight. He's the lightest he's been since entering the NFL. He has a lot to prove to Jets fans. He felt like he let us down because he was injured all year in 2019, and then he opted out in 2020. So he feels like he has a lot to prove to us Jets fans, and I love that about him. CJ Mosley, we forget how really good he is as a football player, because us Jets fans, we haven't seen him play for us in more than for a full game, actually. So hopefully CJ can stay healthy, because he's definitely the X factor of the defense. So that's really my training camp notes. I know that I haven't been making content in a while, but I'm back. I'll be making consistent Jets content all throughout training camp, leading up into the preseason, into the regular season. You guys know the drill. If you guys enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, comment down below a Statue of Liberty emoji if you stayed until the end. And that does it for this video. Hope you guys have a fantastic day. Let's go Jets. Peace.